Cowboys continue to lose, but that's not the main issue. The Arizona Cardinals walk through the Chicago Bears in the Saquon Barkley show versus the Jacksonville Jaguars. Episode 9 of the Two Dudes Podcast NFL series starts now. Good morning and good afternoon and good evening and welcome to episode 9, week 10 of the Two Dudes Podcast NFL series. We're your hosts. I'm Freak.
And I'm Babs. Week 9 is in the books, so let's talk about it.
All right, Babs, we are going to start this week off with some more failure as my Dallas Cowboys continue to lose, but that is not the big issue here. This is the issue we have. Prescott is now on IR. CeeDee Lamb has an AC joint injury in his shoulder. And we still have a player who hasn't played in 6 fucking weeks talking about how the season is not over and they can still make a run. That's the fucking issue. This culture is terrible in the Cowboys locker room. Y'all haven't done anything. In the 3 games that Micah even played, he didn't do anything. Guess how many sacks Micah Parsons got this year?
Yeah, he was playing bad.
Micah has 1 sack this entire season. And he's going to sit on his podcast and say that I'm still on this football team. This isn't over. Bro, you're 3-5 and you can't stop the run. Period. Your starting quarterback is out for 4 weeks now. Your star wide receiver has an AC joint injury, so he's going to be limited in practice. And then you've got Philadelphia coming up next. Are you fucking smoking crack? Bro, we're lucky if we even win another game this year. I'm to the point to where tank the rest of the season and we draft Travis Hunter. Point blank, period. Because he would be a number 2 receiver and a number 2 corner. Even better, he might even take Trayvon's job. Because Trayvon Diggs has been playing like shit. The entire team has been playing like crap. But Prescott and CeeDee Lamb, those are the only 2 players that have shown up at all this season.
Yep.
And people will say
Prescott's not playing like himself.
Exactly. But he's having to throw the ball 10 times more than he's had.
I'm not going to trash talk. I'm not going to trash talk Dak because I think he's one of the best quarterbacks in the league. But he's just having an off season, and I think it's a lot of you don't have a run game.
He has no help.
Like, what do you like? It's a him and CeeDee Lamb. That's all it is on that team.
Like,
they have nothing else.
Is everyone else blind? Is CeeDee Lamb cloned 2 different times on this team to where there's 3 number 1 wide receivers running around, and people are just so surprised that Prescott he's throwing the ball so much. He's got so many interceptions. He's literally 1 interception away from what he had all of last year. But you got to think about it. We have no running game. It's literally nowhere. They are worse than an average high school team at running the fucking football. A high school team is averaging more yards than the fucking Cowboys are.
Like it's It's crazy to think. Like Dak has played 8 games, right?
Yes. 9.
He's he's only like 200
Oh,
200
8. Well,
attempt,
by
pass,
half.
200 passing attempts short of what he threw last year in 17 games.
Yep. And we're only halfway through
That
the
man's
season.
throwing the ball.
Yeah. Way too much.
Mm-hmm.
When when Dallas is at their best, Dak is averaging 25 to 30 attempts throwing the ball.
Yeah, and I think he's
That's
averaging
it.
he's averaging now like 36 times a game.
Yes.
That's crazy.
Even more. He's close to averaging almost 45 a game. Because we only have one receiver. And the other issue, Jerry Jones. We paid more for Jonathan fucking Mingo
Oh my God.
than the Kansas City Chiefs paid for DeAndre Hopkins.
Yeah.
Are you fucking kidding me?
I would have offered what they offered for Mingo for fucking Hopkins. What the fuck? The fuck are they doing?
Like, I don't understand what's going on. Maybe the reason why they went after him is because he's only 23 years old, but he's been in the league for 3 years and he hasn't done shit. How many times do you see a receiver get drafted, not do anything for 3 years, get traded to a team, and then turn into a top 10 receiver? It has never happened in the NFL. Never. You're either a household name coming out of college as a receiver, or you're not. That's just how it is. Unless you have Tom Brady or Patrick Mahomes throwing you the ball.
Last year,
They're the only two scenarios to where
last year he only had
yourself.
418 yards. This year he's only had 12 receptions for 121. That's what CeeDee Lamb does in a game.
CeeDee Lamb does that in his fucking sleep.
Granted, like it could, because he was in Carolina. So he could come and ball out.
Not with Cooper Rush or Trey Lance, he ain't.
Exactly. That's going to be the issue. If Prescott was there, I could see him balling out. He's a big receiver. 6'2".
Yeah, he's a big guy. But that's the issue. You lose your starting quarterback and you go out and make a trade for a receiver when you should have done that before you lost Prescott?
That should have happened a couple weeks ago.
The thinking that the owner is making right now, and the only reason why I'm saying the owner is because we all know he's the fucking GM. But he doesn't act like the GM when he makes these moves. He makes these dumbass comments like, oh, I'm the owner, so I can do this. Well, the GM wouldn't make that fucking decision because you just lost your fucking franchise quarterback. And you're expecting this guy to come in and to light it up with a fucking backup or a guy that hasn't played in 2 years? Micah Parsons and Jerry Jones are a match made in fucking heaven because they are delusional as fucking hell.
Yeah.
They both must have been smoking out of the same crack pipe because the season is over. We're not winning our division. We'll be lucky if we win another fucking game. If you want to make a wild card, 9 wins is going to get you there. We're already at 5 losses. Not a chance. We got the Eagles, Texans, Commanders, Giants, and the Bengals are our next 6 games. I see 6 losses.
Yeah.
This team ain't this current team is not beating the Giants. Straight up trash. Dallas Cowboys fucking suck. And I'm not the only one that says it.
Mm-mm.
And the person to blame is the one that signs the fucking paychecks.
I feel like he's cost that team their season.
He's fucking
starting with the end of last
dementia.
season.
This dude is he's retarded.
Yeah, it's
There's no one else in the world that can do what I can do. Bullshit.
Mhm.
Bullshit. Bullshit. Shit. Because I would make some questionable decisions if I was the GM of that team. I would be going around and be like, hey, what would you get? What would you give for Micah? What would you give for Micah?
honestly at this point, I don't think people would
Hey,
trade for Micah.
what would you give for Trayvon? Hey, what would you get for Diggs? What would you give for Lawrence?
Hmm.
I would be sellers.
Yeah,
I wouldn't have made a
they got to
single.
do
I wouldn't
something.
have bought any. I wouldn't have accepted a single trade offer from anyone unless it was me getting the better end of the deal. Point blank. Point blank. It's another issue is that we got too many delusional fans that actually buy into what Micah Parsons and Jerry Jones are saying. Oh, that we still have a chance. All right, go right ahead. Go right ahead. I bet you $1 million we don't make the playoffs. And I guarantee you none of them would take that bet.
Yeah, it's kind of washed for them this year.
What
I don't know.
what needs to happen is we need to come together as a fan base and we need to look each other in the eye and tell the other fans that actually believe this fucking bullshit that they're high as shit, they're delusional as shit, that they need to wake the fuck up, and that the only way that this is going to change is ultimately it's if the fans make a drastic statement.
The issue is that Jerry Jones thinks he knows better than everybody.
That, that's the
That's the
problem.
issue,
That,
and he
that's the
doesn't
main
take advice
issue
from nobody.
because you can ask 5% of his fan base and they would have a better answer.
Hmm. I could run that team better.
Easily. Easily. He has lost touch with how you're supposed to handle everything as an owner and a GM. He's lost touch with everything. He thinks it's still 1991 and that Troy Aikman, Emmett Smith, and Michael Irving are still on the team, but they have different names.
Hmm.
That's literally what he fucking thinks. Everyone from the front office to the coaching staff needs to go. Both the Joneses need to go, Steven and Jerry, because I don't trust his son as much as I could fire his father, or as much as I could, as far as I could throw his father. That's not that very far. Mike McCarthy definitely he needs to go back to Green Bay. Just go back to Wisconsin. Stay the fuck out of football because you don't know what the fuck you're doing.
Yeah, he's gone after this season.
You're still stuck
There's
in
no
your
way to keep
archaic
him.
early 2000 fucking offense. John Fossil, he might be able to stay. Mike Zimmer, bye-bye. He needs to go. That was a stupid hire. We need a significant overhaul. And I think it needs to happen before the end of the fucking year. I think
Yeah, I agree.
somebody in this organization needs to send a fucking message that the culture needs to change, that everything needs to fucking change.
They
And
need to trade Jerry Jones.
if it's not Jerry, and if it's not his son, then Stephen Jones' fucking son needs to step in because that's who's gonna fucking end up taking over is Jerry Jones' grandson. Because his son's already currently in it. So why would he pass it down to somebody who's already in it with him? He's not gonna do that. He's gonna pass it down to his grandkids. So what his grandson so Stephen Jones' oldest son needs to tell them, you're fired. Get the fuck out. Y'all don't know what y'all are doing. Y'all are ruining this franchise. And they need somebody needs to take over and make
Somebody
a
got to do
drastic
something
statement. Somebody needs
because
to be fired before this season is over. And that somebody needs to be Mike McCarthy. Mike
I
McCarthy
think it
needs
will
to
be.
he needs to be if we lose to the Eagles, somebody's losing their job because there's no way Jerry is going to be okay with a four-game losing streak and not fire somebody.
Right.
But then again, he did stick with Jason Garrett in his 8-8 seasons for 5 straight years. Yeah. So I could be wrong.
Yeah, he might, because his contract's over at the end of the year, right?
Yeah, he didn't extend. Jerry said at the beginning of the offseason that Mike McCarthy's job is not on the line, but we're also not extending him either. He basically said Mike McCarthy has to do something this year.
I don't see him being around next year.
And we don't even make the playoffs? Your ass is done. And then on top of that, the owner is saying that you don't know how to draw up plays, and then you turn around and say, "Oh, I feel like our plays are great. I feel like there's nothing wrong with our plays. We just need to execute better." And then you turn around and the next thing you put on tape is the same generic high school running routes.
Yeah, they're
the routes that your receivers are learning to run in high school. You're having them run in a professional game. Your offense is archaic. It's predictable. You have no running game. You, on a 4th and 2, instead of going for it with your quarterback, you let your special teams coordinator call a fake punt, and you have your punter throw it 20 yards down the field instead of having Prescott throw it 5. You don't know when to call timeouts. You don't know when to call a challenge. It's like he's waiting for Jerry to give him the permission in the booth before he makes any fucking decision. He needs to go. He needs to go before the season ends.
Mm-hmm.
God, I'm fucking with this. All right. The Arizona Cardinals dismantle the Chicago Bears 29-9. And they have sole command of their division. Surprising. No one had this coming. No one had Arizona even close to winning their division, making the playoffs. Yeah, Kyler's not asking. He's not being asked to do too much.
I just think they're balanced right now. I mean,
they were really they were
5-4. They started off slow. They started off slow. They lost 3 out of their first 4, but now it seems like Murray and Marvin Harrison Jr. are kind of getting into a rhythm together. They're playing good.
Yeah,
I mean let's.
Murray
went 13 for 20, 154. He didn't have to do too much. They ran for 213 yards.
Well, that explains it.
The week before that against the Dolphins. Okay, ran for 150, threw for 234. They're really well balanced. I'm sorry. They only ran for 82, but they threw for 307. Looked at the wrong numbers.
I mean, that's still balanced.
But so they got 26 carries to 36 passes. It's not like it's one-sided.
Right. No, they have a balanced offense. I think the issue for them last year is that they were hurt. They were dealing with a lot of injuries last year.
Didn't Kyler Murray miss like the first half of the season?
Yeah. He didn't play the first half of the year last year.
I mean, Kyler Murray is looking like everybody thought he was gonna. I think they actually have a decent team now. All around team, not just one area.
Yeah, they've got a coach that knows how to draw up good. Their head coach is a defensive-minded head coach,
Mm-hmm.
so he at least brought in somebody that knows how to call or has a very good offense, and it's not a college offense.
Yeah, and they're leading their division right now.
Yeah, they're like a game.
They're
a
above
game
the
and a half
Rams.
up.
Yeah, again from the Rams and the Niners. I don't think they're a Super Bowl contending team.
No.
But I think if they stay on this path next year and they build better, like build again, keep building, they could be. They have the weapons.
Mm-hmm.
Kyler Murray's not a scrub. He is a good quarterback. He may only be 5'3" or whatever,
Just little.
but he's a good quarterback. Marvin Harrison Jr. is a fucking beast.
That dude's
Can't say
crazy.
he's not. James Conner is one of the.
He's gonna be better than his daddy.
James Conner is a monster and running back.
Like, y'all should have never got rid of him.
It was either him or Le'Veon Bell, and they picked Le'Veon Bell. We all know that was a dumb idea, but like they have a good team. Their defense is getting better. I mean, granted, they are putting up points.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't really go. They didn't really have to. Their defense really didn't have to go against like a high-powered offense. I mean, we still got to take it. We still got to look at it that
the issue with
that
their
Williams
defense
is still young.
The issues, they do have to build their defense a little more because the losses they have are against teams with good offenses, like the Bills, the Lions, Commanders, Packers. They all have good offenses.
Right. I mean, it's not like the Bears season, the first 8 games that the Bears have had. If you're a fan, you take that as a win. Because
Bears look like they're about to do the same thing they've done with every quarterback they've taken in the first round.
I mean, I
Trubisky, Justin Fields, now Caleb Williams.
I hate that for Williams. I don't like Williams as a player. I don't think
But he should at least get a fair shot.
Yes.
And the bad part is they built that offense.
It's their head coach. Isn't their head coach Eberflus?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Their offense is. There's no way bro. The fucking no way their offense should not be putting up points. Caleb Williams is so great, right? They got DeAndre Swift, Rome Odunze, Keenan Allen, DeAndre Moore. Like, what the fuck?
I'm gonna make a bold prediction.
Gerald Everett.
Right. I'm gonna make a bold prediction for the Chicago Bears. I think that this is gonna be Eberflus's last year. So they're gonna fire him either during or at the end of the year. I think Caleb Williams is gonna have a strong. He's going to try his hardest to get them to hire Lincoln Riley, his head coach from college.
I'm not a big fan of Caleb Williams, but the kid's not playing horrible.
I mean, you got to think about it. He went to Oklahoma because of Lincoln Riley.
Mm-hmm.
Lincoln Riley takes the job in USC. He transfers to USC. He then wins the Heisman the following season, his first year in USC. Doesn't have the greatest next 2 years, granted, but then gets drafted number 1 overall because he was coached by Lincoln Riley.
Mm-hmm.
If they fire Eberflus,
it would be a smart move.
I guarantee you, Caleb Williams is going to campaign for them to interview Lincoln Riley.
And if they were smart, they would do it. I mean, Caleb Williams, don't get me wrong. Like I said, I'm not a huge Caleb Williams fan. He's not having a bad year. He's only thrown 5 picks all season.
Right. And the best way to develop a quarterback in the professionals is hire somebody that he's been with for 6+ years before. And that would be Lincoln Riley. Lincoln Riley knows how he plays, knows how to coach him, knows what plays work better for him. Like
They got to do something.
That's the best decision. The season is already for the Bears. It's really already been a win because they're more competitive. They're in every single game that they're playing. They're not getting blown out. Besides this one, so I mean,
they're at 500. They could still have a good season.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. Like, take your first 8 games compared to you were the last 3 years. This is a win-win for them. Now, I think regardless of how the season ends, they need to move on from Eberflus because
I'm surprised they didn't get rid of him last year.
Right. Because like I said, the best way to develop a quarterback is bringing in somebody that he's already familiar with or someone that draws up plays that he's already familiar with in a pro style.
And it's not even that. It's having somebody that knows how to develop a rookie quarterback.
Exactly. And
if you don't know how to do it, you're going to ruin their career.
Right. And this would be such an easy, safe hire for the Bears because it doesn't matter who cares? Lincoln's not going to care that he didn't draft Caleb. He coached him in college.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to look at that as a benefit. He's like, damn, I'm not going to have to develop a quarterback. Sign me up.
I already know his strengths and weaknesses.
Exactly. Like that is the smartest hire.
Yeah,
it really is. But is Chicago going to have to buy him out of his contract with the USC? Like, or is USC just going to let him leave? That's the big question.
Worth it, honestly.
I mean, right. I mean, that's the ultimate question. Will USC let him go if the Bears come calling? That's the only question, because who else are they going to call that they would have the most confidence in developing their young quarterback? And instead of the guy who coached him for 5 years, the reason why you drafted him is Lincoln Riley. He's the reason why you drafted him.
Yep.
I mean, that seems like a no-brainer to me. I don't know why I didn't think of that sooner, to be honest, but that seems like a no-brainer. All right. The Saquon Barkley show. Saquon was he was playing himself in Madden 25 against the Jacksonville Jaguars. Let's just cut to the chase. A man caught a screen pass in the backfield, did a little jukey this way, took some dude out of his damn cleats, broke another dude's ankles by doing a spin move, all within 5 yards of juking the other dude, and doesn't even get the chance to turn back around to run the right direction. Catches the dude behind him in his peripherals and hurdles him from behind. And
bro, that shit was crazy.
And turns around midair, facing the right direction, and braces for the sandwich hit that he's getting from 2 defenders. Saquon Barkley is a walking highlight show. And the Giants are shitting themselves that they let him go. I really don't even want to talk about the rest of the game, because this is we're not going to see another play like this in probably 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
How quick do you think the NFL drug tested him after that?
Oh, pretty quick.
Bro,
that shit was crazy.
They had the cup on his... Dude, they drug tested him at halftime.
Oh, had to. That shit was insane.
Bro, are you kidding me? This dude jumped over a 6'3" grown-ass man standing straight up backwards.
Yeah.
Wasn't even looking at him completely. Just literally probably didn't even notice who it was. Just saw a blur in his peripherals.
Saquon is balling out this year.
Bro.
He's almost got 1,000 yards already.
Saquon is the best back in the NFL.
Easy. There's
no question about it. CMC can get you a big argument, but Saquon can do everything that CMC can.
And he's bigger. He's going to run people over.
He's going to run through people.
Yeah.
Like, it's like Jahmyr Gibbs. It's literally like Sonic and Knuckles when you put them together. That's Saquon fucking Barkley.
Yep.
Montgomery and Gibbs. You put them together, that's Barkley.
Mm-hmm.
Thunder and Lightning.
Barkley's a fucking monster, bro.
Barkley's worth 4 or 5 first-round picks. And he was drafted 8 years ago. Crazy. Like, him and Derrick Henry are the 2 backs that have had very significant leg injuries, and they come back faster. Where the fuck you see that? Nowhere. I don't even care about the rest of the game. Yeah, the Eagles won. Whoop-de-doo. 28-23. Jalen Hurts, blah, 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 blah. Jake Elliott, this and that. The Eagles are 6-2.
Nobody cares.
They're probably going to lose to Dallas. Probably not. But, yeah. Enough of that. Tell the people how last week went.
I won, bitches. I went 9-6. You went 8-7. So for the year, you're 70-52. I am 67-55. So I'm only 3 games back.
I'm still in the
I'll
lead.
get closer this week.
I am still in the lead. All right. Tonight's picks. Well, game picks. We'll start with tonight's game. Cincinnati versus Baltimore. Baltimore took game run. They took game 1 in Baltimore. Baltimore is a 6-point favorite. I got the Ravens.
Yeah. I think the Ravens are playing too good. The only issue with the Ravens is their defense isn't like it used to be. But
that's really their only question mark.
Yeah.
All right. We'll start with the early Sunday games. We've got another international game. The Munich game in Germany. The Giants versus the Panthers. The Giants are 5-point favorites.
This game is so bad they didn't even want to have it in America.
That's why it's 8:30 in the morning our time. So when we wake up, it's going to be over.
All right, good thing.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Giants are a 5-point favorite. This one is really a toss-up. I don't know if Dalton is starting.
I'm legit just gonna go opposite of you on this one. I'm for real. Like,
all right, well, I'm taking the Giants.
All right, I'll take Carolina. Like, but for real, like, what's the? They both suck.
Yeah, I got the Giants here.
I was like, I'm just gonna go get what he doesn't. I mean, whatever. No.
Yeah. All right, the normal Sunday, early Sunday games. The 5-4 Broncos take on the undefeated Chiefs. Chiefs are 9-point favorite. I got the Chiefs.
I don't want to go to the Chiefs, but I mean, kind of dumb not to. They're gonna lose 1 week. Like, and it's gonna be a team you don't fucking expect. That's the issue.
Right.
But I don't think Denver's beating them. I don't think their defense is good enough.
Yeah. All right, next game. Steelers are back from a bye week after acquiring a linebacker and a wide receiver.
I think Mike Williams is really gonna.
6-2 Steelers travel to the 7-2 Commanders.
Was Washington 3-point favorites on this, aren't they?
2.5.
2.5. I honestly, I think it's gonna be a close game.
Started at 2, but it dropped because of the trades y'all made.
I think we're the best defense that they've played this year.
I play Baltimore. Baltimore's not a terrible.
Baltimore's defense is not that good this year,
but it's not terrible.
Putting up points. People are putting up points on Baltimore. I'm not saying they're bad. I'm just saying they're not like they used to be. I think we're gonna get pressure on Jaden Daniels.
You're not gonna like my answer.
I don't care. I already told you I'm never fucking picking Dallas the rest of the season.
Yeah, I got Commanders.
I think it's gonna be a good game.
It's definitely gonna be a good game. I think it's. Yeah. I think this is gonna be a good one. This can either be a shootout or a defensive battle. But I got Commanders. All right. Next game. Minnesota versus Jacksonville. Those 5-point favorites.
Yeah. I bet you they're regretting all that money they paid.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, next game. Falcons take on the Saints. Falcons are 3-point favorites. Not the Saints.
Same. I'm going Falcons.
All right, next game. San Francisco takes on Tampa Bay. San Fran is a 6-point favorite. Coming off of a bye week.
And I know CMC's back to practice, but it's limited, so I doubt he's going to play.
He won't play, most likely. I still got the 9.
I'm going Tampa. I don't know. Tampa played good against Kansas City.
Yeah, they
took them to overtime.
They
are a good team.
But I would even say Kansas City's defense is never really strong suit.
I just think Tampa is one of those teams, like they're a good team, and it's like they can't just hit their stride. And they almost won last week without their starting 2 wide receivers.
Right.
So
I got Niners. You got the Bucks. Yep. All right. Next game: Buffalo versus Indy. Bills are 5-point. Anthony Richardson is still benched. I got that.
Same. I'll take Bills too.
All right. Next game: Patriots versus the Bears.
I'm going Bears.
Yeah.
Patriots are so like wishy-washy.
Don't get me wrong. Drake May looked really good last week. He did look well.
Drake May does look good this year. It's just
he's got a lot of promise.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. They're too inconsistent for me.
Yeah. You know, they don't have a run game really,
and they don't have a star like a big receiver. I mean, they got Bourne, they got Hunter Henry, but they don't have that guy that you have to worry about.
Right.
That's the issue, I think.
All right, next game. All right, this starts the late afternoon games. Tennessee versus the Chargers. Chargers are 8-point favorites.
Same.
All right, next game. Philly versus the Cowboys. Philly's 6.5-point favorites.
I'm going Philly.
Oh my.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, your team is kind of all hurt.
Yep. Dak's not playing. Lamb's questionable. Parsons and Bland are questionable. So is Diggs, and Kendricks. Yeah, I'm going Philly.
Watch, this is the game they win.
I don't give a shit. As long as you don't get one on me from this game, I don't care. I'm going Philly. Oh, I'm going Philly here. Come on, Dallas. Break both of our hearts here. I got something to root for this week. You didn't see that coming.
I really didn't, because I'll never pick. I don't think
no matter how bad your team goes, you'll always pick your team. Not me. I cannot get behind my ownership now.
But I also jumped out to a good lead in the beginning of the season, so I was like, I didn't need to.
Yeah,
we're still close.
Yeah, I flipped on your team last year quick. I was like, fuck this.
I can't do it.
You're like, I can't, bro. Man, it's my team. I was like, go ahead. But I mean, hey, I wouldn't blame you for fucking picking against them with how they were playing last year. But hey. All right, next game. The Jets travel to the desert to take on Arizona.
Arizona.
Arizona is 1.5.
How well they've been playing.
1.5-point favorites. Yeah.
Arizona's starting to hit their stride. So
did the Jets play this week? Last week?
I think so.
They play last.
Hold up, let me look.
They beat Houston last week.
Yeah, they beat Houston.
They played Thursday night.
Yeah, that's right. Because I was like, I swore I picked them.
Yeah, I got the Jets. I got the Jets.
Honestly, Jets are one of those other teams. They could play good or they could play bad.
Yeah, I got the Jets here. I don't think they're still far They can't lose many games left if they want to make the playoffs. Out. All right. Sunday night. Detroit versus Houston.
Detroit's been doing me good all year. Every time I picked them.
Yeah, I got Detroit too. This one was tough because
you said you're going Detroit too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Detroit is one of those teams. Remember when we used to never pick Detroit?
Yeah.
They're turning into one of them teams you can rely on.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna at least the game's gonna be close.
And it's all because of Motor City.
And the only game they've lost this season was by 4 points. Like, they're playing great.
And that was to the Bucks.
Yeah.
Oh. Wild. All right, Monday night. Dolphins versus the Rams. Rams are a 2.5-point favorite. Odell is facing
Is he finally going?
Well, he played last week.
Oh, he did. That's right. You just don't hear much about him.
He was in the end zone celebrating with one of the other receivers.
That's right. That's right.
Odell is going against his former team that he won a title with. First time since he left Los Angeles.
And I'm still going Rams.
It's going to be. I got the Dolphins.
All right.
I got the Dolphins here.
Ooh.
The Rams.
It's going to be a good game.
Yeah, it's going to be a good game. They did just trade away one of their players, though. I got Dolphins. Cool. All right, those are locked in?
Yep.
Awesome. You know who they traded?
No.
Traded their starting corner.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, Tre'Davious White is now a Raven. Like, fuck! All right, you good?
Yep, good.
But
yeah, that was, bro, I couldn't hold it.
Oh, no, you're good. You're good. All right, power rankings. The first 3 teams are the same as last week. Kansas City 1, Detroit 2, and the Bills 3. The Ravens move up 2 more spots back to number 4.
Oh, they smoked the Broncos, though, didn't they?
Oh, yeah. The Commanders are finally getting the love that they deserve. I think that they probably should be another spot up, but they move up 2 spots, make top 5.
Like, I've always liked the Commanders. I hated, what was it, Dan Snyder? I hated him.
The former owner, yeah.
Yeah, I hated him. I thought he was a piece of shit. But, like, I've always liked the Redskins. Well,
the name, yeah.
So, like, I'm happy to see them doing something. Just because they've had some good players that caught some bad raps because of that team.
Yeah.
Like RG3 caught a horrible rap.
Yeah. I think they're waiting to have a good season before they start like pitching to the city about new stadium.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and they made moves this week. I'm worried about it.
Oh yeah. They got Lattimore. Yeah. You already know Lattimore's playing Sunday. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. The Vikings move up 3 spots from 9 to 6.
Okay.
The Steelers move up 1 spot despite being on a bye. Ironic. They moved Dallas down from being on a bye. All right.
Hey, I'll take it.
I digress. Steelers are 7. After their loss to the Lions, the Packers drop 4 spots to 8. The Eagles move up 1 spot to 9th. And the Falcons are back in the top 10 after beating Dallas. Top 10. Dropping out of the top 10 this week is Houston. They from their loss to the Jets. They went from 5.
God dang.
Dropped 6 spots. They're 11th.
That's a lot of spots for 1 loss.
And the Niners, they weren't in the top 10, but they dropped 2 spots even though they were on a bye week.
Good.
Yeah, that's the only team out of the top 10 that dropped.
You know how nice it is to see Pittsburgh. I don't think we cracked the top 10 once last year.
Oh no, you did. You did right at the end of the year, and then you dropped right out.
Yeah. But it's good.
Yeah.
I'm happy to see them playing. And then we went out and got a linebacker, another linebacker, and then getting Mike Williams. If we get the Mike Williams the Chargers had,
Yeah.
he's
Yeah, our buddy of ours, Death, was not happy when he found out that they traded away their young linebackers. Preston Smith
yeah.
is not an old player.
Uh-uh.
He's only 28, 27?
Or Omar Khan, bro, he be getting them deals.
He's a young player. Yeah, when Death found out it was a young player, he was not happy. Yeah. That wraps up episode 9. Hope you guys enjoy Thursday night football. Drink responsibly. Enjoy some college football and Sunday and Monday night. And tell somebody you love them. We're out of here.
Later.
Goodbye.